Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be doing what if Deku was sorry. What if Deku was Ranboo? So, yeah. So, the way I'm going to do this is, he's technically not Ranboo, but he is Ranboo, if you know what I mean. Like, he's not the actual character Ranboo, but he's this, he has the same powers as Ranboo. But I'm going to buff him into the next millennia. Okay, so I'm also going to be doing something else. A little something. Just a little something I threw together. So he's going to have a super leveling system. Basically, you know how in Minecraft you gain experience on that little bar? Yeah. Instead of having to kill things, Midoriya gets it by winning fights. Or just doing day-to-day essentials. And he was the 1,272.2 user. Don't ask me how he's a 0.2 user, there's a lot of numbers. Anyway, so, since he was like that, he gets a permanent XP boost he can turn on and off, and he can raise the XP boost to the maximum is 100 times. So him literally just cooking, I don't know, like freaking chicken or making a cake, yeah, that could give him at least 100 XP, maybe even 1,000. So he'd gain 1,000 levels of experience, cause yeah. Which means he has more than enough points to spend on skills. Now, these skills will be decided later down the road, depending on what you guys want. But I was thinking he's going to have 3 trees. This Midoriya is part gassed, as well as part Enderman. Well, this version of my Ranboo Midoriya thing. I don't know. Yeah. So, the King Enderman, who serves directly under the Ender Dragon, and the Queen Gas. They both have similar forms. Don't ask how that works. Basically, they're both very humanoid. I don't know how else to explain it. And, also, I am sorry about the static. I don't know what it's coming from, and it annoys me too. Anyway. Also, the videos keep cutting out for me. I don't know if it cuts out for anyone else, but I do apologize. I don't know what to do with it. I could just record or broadcast my what-ifs from now on, but no one watches the broadcasts, and there's no way to delete the recording if someone says my name. But anyway, when Midoriya, now the 3rd tree is going to be something he gains later on by killing a certain mob. Well, 2, actually, but, that's a different story that's a story in and of itself. Basically, he has 2 sub-tree classes for his Ender Man and his Ghast states. And, so, come on, where's the door hole? There it is. Okay. So, when Midoriya is born, he is sent to the My Hero world in fear that he will be hunted down because of his powers. Now, the moment he transfers into the My Hero world, he gains a very humble and gracious God. We all know I've done this before. I basically am like, just so I can tell a story about his life and make it interesting, I'm gonna give him a leveling system. And boom, done. Alright, now I can go to this world. Okay, good luck. So now we cut to when Midoriya is 10. Now, this Midoriya, he has one red eye. His right eye is green and his left eye is red, if I remember right. So, Midoriya, pretty much, his red eye also has the ability to nullify quirks. His green eye has the ability to detect, certain things. Like if he's looking for something in specific, like say, I don't know, he's looking for his credit card, or, like his keychain, because he lost his house keys, the eye will glow for a little while, and then he'll immediately find it. Now, he doesn't have access to any of the trees yet. He will later on in this story. Now, also, I'm trying to think of what I can do before. Oh, yeah. Also, later on, he will be able to use his green eye to teleport between dimensions, meaning he'll also be able to transport to other what-if universes that I've created. So eventually he will be able to go to, what if Deku was, Hollow Knight? Or what if Deku was in the Kill world? What if Deku was the pilot of Barbatos? This, that, the other thing. Which I do plan on continuing. It's just that I hit kind of I guess you could call it writer's block. I can't come up with any other good, I can't come up with good ideas. I'm running dry. Channel hasn't even been up for a whole year and I'm already almost clean dry of ideas. It's kind of sad. I think I only hit 300 subscribers. Also, if I haven't, this is going to be the 300 sub special, because why not, because I don't think I have made one of those yet. Honestly, I didn't know. I mean, it might even be the 400 sub special. Hold on, I have to check. So, he's lived his life with, his first 10 years with his parents. Bakugo thinks his quirk is useless, but, Bakugo thinks he's quirkless when he's really not. Now, something very specific I'm going to say right now. Currently, he does not look like Ranboo. Besides the eyes, he does not have the horns, or nothing like that, okay? He's going to get those when trauma. The best way to give characters a dramatic backstory. And you can't tell me otherwise. Anyway. So... I'm gonna say that, Midoriya, it's been a few days, his parents saw that Midoriya was kind of sad. So they were like, you know what, we're gonna take him to an amusement park. Maybe that'll cheer him up. He's like, whoa, that's so cool, thank you. let's go, let's go, let's go. Classic Midoriya. Sound, classic baby Midoriya. Yeah, he ain't gonna be sound like that much longer, especially after what I'm about to do to him. I will... never mind. I'll do it in a minute. So once they get there, they have fun. And when they start heading back, they get caught in an explosion. Now you may be wondering, oh great, a generic villain attack. Great. you're just gonna, kill off his parents in a very generic villain attack. Yeah, no. That's not how they're gonna go out. See, they save Midoriya, they get him out of the car. He got knocked out by the shockwave. They look around, they see, Gigantomachia stomping, no, not Gigantomachia, All Might fighting All for One, along with a bunch of the other heroes fighting other villains. It's all out brawl for all. It's pretty much the heroes versus villains war. Now, also I am sorry about the static of the mic. I don't know what's wrong with it. Now, Midoriya, then, his parents are trying to run away, carrying Midoriya. Hisashi gets hit in the crossfire by, some of the villains. One of the villains, I'm gonna say, All for One saw Hisashi and Inko, and were like, perfect, hostages. He rushes over, grabs him, and like, I'm taking your quirks. He takes their quirks, and then he's like, I have 2 quirkless hostages. You better let me. And, God, I'm about to do something so dirty. So dirty. I'm gonna say there's another hero that's not Snipe, but they have, it's like Snipe's brother, I guess. Not really brother, but they have, similar quirks. And, Midoriya's starting to wake up. He's like, oh, what happened? Right as he looks up to see All for One holding his mom and dad, the Snipe look-alike, the guy who has the same quirk as Snipe, but, isn't Snipe, is like, we don't have time for this. We can't let him escape. And then he shoots Inko and Hisashi. All Might's like, what have you done, you fool? Those were 2 innocent civilians. And then he's like, shut up, All Might, you can take him out now. Next they hear, Mommy? Dad? Mom? Hey, this isn't funny. Come on, get up. Ooh, that was a bit loud. Sorry. Anyway, all of them, heroes and villains, stop. They look over. They see Izuku crawling over to his parents' bodies, shaking them, being like, please, this isn't funny. Get up. Come on. Get up. As the Snipe wannabe is like, I didn't, Midoriya hears something. He hears a, black tears. you know, as his skin starts changing color, like all the pigment gets sucked out on one side and, you know, more pigment appears in the other. You know, they hear bones cracking. I was gonna pop my, yep, there we go. Okay. Yeah. They hear bones cracking. You know, they see that his skin is starting to turn black. You know, horns are starting to grow out of his head. He's getting like a crown of thorns. Also, I'm gonna say, you know, Inko has a very basically, she stopped the bullet from hitting anything important, but it still did pierce her, so she is going to die. But, you know, Izuku, after the horns grow, you know, ow, my head hurts, you know, he begins to transform, you know, his arms elongate, you know, his claws get about as long as his arms used to be, and, those are some pretty, they may be baby arms, but, you know, claws as long as a 10-year-old's arms, yeah, that's a little scary. You know, his arms become double the length of his original body as his torso becomes triple, not like quadruple. Legs double, you know, he gets talons. You know, he grows wings and a tail, I guess. You know, as both of his eyes go a very, very dark purple, while also his wings, ow, 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 ow. You know, when he spreads them out, they take the face of black skulls. No, wait, there's a pattern that forms on his wings that look like, you know, laughing skulls. As he flies up, you know, and then he just opens his wings, they grow to tremendous size. You know, as his tail just spreads into like 90 other versions. So he has like 90 tails at the moment. Each one of them ignites, you know, the tip. Basically, tendrils pop out of his back, and each one of them ignites with a really big fireball. As Midoriya just... Ow. Yeah, that hurt. I shouldn't have done that. I need to take another ibuprofen. But whatever. I'll take it later. Anyway, so after he yells, you know, he lets the volley fall. That's the best way I can put it. Basically, you know, hundreds of the wither head blasts that the wither does. Yeah, also, if you haven't figured it out already, the two sub-tree classes are the Ender Dragon and the Wither. The only reason he has access to them right now is because, you know, his soul is still technically attached to the world of Minecraft, I guess. His soul is still attached to the Nether in the end. So, you know, he still has some attachment to draw power. And this is a very weakened state, you know. And the wither heads, or the laughing skulls or whatever, they have very deep red eyes, you know, they're engulfed in fire. They actually home a lot better than in the game, because those things do not home, like, at all. Well, unless you're, you know, me, then they automatically hit you and almost one-shot you. It's really dumb. but it's whatever. Anyway, yeah, like I was going, you know, the volley just begins falling as Midoriya, you know, throws back his head. As they can see, like a green light emanating from in his mouth, as he just breathes a continuous stream of dragon's breath. Now, if you don't know what dragon's breath is, if you haven't played Minecraft, which if you haven't played Minecraft, I feel bad for you. You have not had a childhood. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone has played Minecraft. Well, almost everyone has played Minecraft. Now, when I say dragon's breath, I mean it's like a hyper, you know, advanced version of dragon's breath. Because he is one of the founding Endermen. Yeah. There's a subclass of the Endermen called the Founding Endermen. Basically, they were a species that was hunted down because they could pick up, not only could they pick up any block, which made them extremely dangerous, but, you know, they were also able to, their eyes were just solid green. I think you saw them, actually, in the, when I played the Enderman Scream sound. Yeah, I didn't have one on hand. Credit to that person. I'm sorry I had to borrow your thing. I just needed something to put, you know. And, he is also another he is a subspecies of ghast too, I guess. These ghasts are a lot stronger, because they can, you know, instead of spitting fireballs, you know, they're not only completely immune to fire, but, you know, they don't take damage from explosions, so you can't just knock one of the fireballs back at them and expect it to deal damage. And, the reason that there are no more founding Endermen, or green-eyed Endermen, is because they were hunted down because of their eyes. Which, if you think about it, we already do that normally. What do you think Ender Pearls are? They're just hollowed out eyes. They're dull, dead eyes. Why do you think they're called Eyes of Ender when you know, put some blaze powder on them? Mini Minecraft theory while I'm doing a what if. Boom. Anyway. Now, this continuous stream of dragon's breath is extremely powerful. It would, even if you were in full netherite, or whatever, it deals as much damage as a splash potion of harming. If you drop it right on your head, and it's like the second variant, so it's like it would pretty much one-shot a player, even in full netherite, which I find quite interesting. But that potato. Yeah, potato, just fire the warning shot, Patterson. Anyway, so where was I? I actually forgot. Hold on. Oh, got it. Okay. So Midoriya then, you know, while he's you know, he's just raining all of the fire. Heck fire? Yes. You may be wondering, well, what kind of fire? Yes. Yes. But yes. That is the kind of fire he's firing. But you're not being, yes, he's firing all of the fire at once. Now stop questioning it before I sick him on you. I'm sorry. I had to. I'm sorry. Anyway, so, where was I? Oh, yeah. So, after a good bit of, raining all of the fires, you know, he started to wear down. Because he may have jacked stamina, but that still takes a lot out of him. Well, after he kills the Ender Dragon and the Wither, he will be able to regain his power. You know, he will be able to gain full control Also, another thing, you know, if he really wanted to, he could just go all out, you know, every claw. Also, occasionally he would teleport down and tear a villain or a hero in half, you know, incinerate another villain or hero, just completely murking them all. You know, the news is seeing this and they're dubbing this. They're like, are the heroes going to be able to stop this? Da 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 da. Little do they know, he's on a timer, literally. You know, all the electronic devices begin glitching out as a timer appears. They're like, what does that timer mean? You know, All Might's like, hold on. You know, he jumps up and he manages to land a hit onto the, you know, Midoriya, and the time limit jumps down from like 30 minutes to 25. It's a timer until that power deactivates. Come on, we gotta stop him. Also, he does speak Endarian, or whatever it's called. You know, he's able to speak Ender, Blaze, Ghast, Piglin, Shulk. Also, he will be able to make Netherite Shulk armor. Basically, it's Netherite armor, but with, you know, Shulk levels of defense. You know, basically it's, you know how the Shulk have a very strong chitinous material encompassing their bodies? Yeah. Imagine that, but infused with netherite. God, that would be terrifying to fight. He also has it on his sword that he's gonna get, you know. He will be able to, he also is very fluent in the language of enchantment. Because levels. Now after this fight, he's going to have more than enough levels. Now, he's going to have more levels than anyone in Minecraft has ever achieved. Because it's at 100% XP bonus. No, it's like at 500% XP bonus, so he's getting like 5 times the amount of XP. And remember, every time he even, you know, at this point, it's even easier to get XP for him now at the moment because he is completely out of control. I don't know, just roll with it. I'm BSing all the way. You know, because of this, even when he's, you know, as he starts charging it, he gets like 5 billion XP or something, I don't know. He's gonna have more than enough XP to max out all of his skill trees that he will gain access to after he, you know, powers down. You know, he's like, Inko is like, cause she's still alive. My son. You know, Midoriya seems to hear this. You know, he looks over and he starts, you know, slowly falling down. Because they're like, what's happening? You know, they realize that Inko is still alive. And they're like, wait, how is she alive? And once he gets down there, she's like, she sings him a lullaby, you know, that he listened to as a kid. Like, da 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 da. Like, she sings him, not really like a lullaby, but, you know, she hums him a lullaby, pretty much. And, you know, the timer immediately goes to 0, then it disappears as all of the tendrils get sucked back into his body. Oh, by the way, the tendrils were white, and the white markings on the wings created the skulls, eventually he will be able to summon creatures from not only the Nether but the End. He will also be able to create new mobs from the Nether and the End creatures. Yeah, so we're about to have Blaze Wither skeletons, freaking Piglin ghasts. It's going to be terrifying. Mutations, armored versions. It's gonna be scary when he's even gonna have freaking dragons. Just find a way to mass produce them. Also, don't you guys find it kind of weird that, no matter how many times you fight the dragon, there's always one egg? Is it like that one SCP, where no matter if you kill it or not, it will always have at least one egg inside of his body, Also, if you're wondering why I'm not doing the SCP one, I was going to, but then the way I was going to do it felt stupid to me. I tried it before, I tried recording it one time before. It was like 2 hours long of a recording. My freaking, I can't edit at all, so my sister ran in and said my name, so I had to delete it, and it was like so infuriating. My head hurt so bad after that I just went to lay down and go to bed. And this was on like a Saturday, and that's saying something because normally I don't sleep like at all. Nightmares suck. If you have nightmares, get help. Legit, they're horrible. Trust me, I know. Anyway, Midoriya, after a few, realized, Aizawa runs over and, Slinky. He's like, ma'am, you're gonna be okay? She's like, no, I don't think I'm gonna make it. Please, take care of my son. Yes, ma'am, I will. Inko passes away. It's all sad. I'm gonna say the guy that shot them both is still alive. So, Snipe walks over to him. He's like, Snipe takes out his gun. Pop, pop. You hear screams of pain. Everyone turns around to see Snipe had shot the guy in his knees. All Might runs over and like, Snipe, why'd you do that? He better be glad I missed. But exactly. I was aiming for his eyes. Now you may be wondering, but Snipe never misses. That's literally his quirk. Yeah, he missed on purpose. He just said that to scare the guy. Oh, oops, I guess I damaged him more than I thought. Snipe was like, oops, I guess I damaged him more than I thought I did. I guess he's not going to be able to do hero work anymore. You're dishonorably discharged. Pretty much, he was going to get fired anyway. He's going to go to jail anyway, so why not make him immobile? Because that was just a douche move. Everyone knows you don't shoot a hostage. Anyway, especially if you're playing Payday. Dear God, that is horrifying. Those little pieces of crap are so annoying. So anyway, getting back to the story. Midoriya, he wakes up. He does have, now, he actually does look like Ranboo now. Also, he only grew 2 horns when he was in his, boss form. I'm gonna call it true boss form. And, a giant crown made of fire just appeared above his head with, a bunch of gems. And, Now, Midoriya then, he woke up and he's like, where am I? His horns had shrunk down into his head. Now he has the white and the black hair. The white and black skin that Ranboo does. Because Ranboo's Ranboo, and now Midoriya is Ranboo, and ow, my head hurts. Why does it hurt so bad? Now, because Midoriya is a very special type of both Enderman and Ghast, and he's a hybrid, he does have access to certain skills that no other mob has. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go use the brush. Okay. So, Midoriya then, he gets up, he starts walking around, a box appears in front of his face. He's like, what's this? And, it's like, would you like to become strong enough to avenge your parents' death? He's like, what? There's a bit of static on it. Would you like to become the #1 hero? And he does get a little bit of a memory, like he wanted to become the #1 hero. He looks at the yes button. He's like, bring, new player, welcome to the maximum level system. He's like, in his head, he's like, maximum level system? Current points available. Estimating. Probability of skill points. Amount of skill points acquired. Unknown. Seemingly infinite amount of skill points. He's like, skill points? What do I need those for? He looks at the skill tree and he's like, oh, so I need them to unlock abilities? He starts strolling through the Endarian, the Endarian trees. He's like, hold on, so if I just press on one, then the other, can't I just, oh, there's an auto level feature. He presses, he's like, he mentally turns the auto level feature on for both of them as they just start zooming through the skill trees all the way to the final, skills, which are Indian form and Ghastian form, which basically turns him into the strongest Enderman. He is a green-eyed Enderman, but he can actually teleport, And green-eyed Endermen were a lot stronger than normal Endermen. I'm just gonna say for this lore's purposes, they used to be able to one-hit, Minecraft players in full diamond armor before they gained access to netherite. And because of that, the green-eyed Endermen were just overwhelmed because, this armor was somehow resisting their powers. And full Ghastian form, basically the strongest version of Ghast, were killed by the same type of players. You know, and the system said, would you like to learn ultimate skill? Ultimate skill? Ultimate skill. Gastarian form. Would you like to acquire... No. Yeah, Gastarian form. Would you like to acquire... What is it? A fusion of Indarian and Gastian forms. Gastarian form. Would you like to acquire? Yes. Skill acquired. 2 subclasses available. Means of gathering. Analyzing. Subclass for Indarian. Unknown. Subclass for Gastian. Known. Wither. Boss transformation. Wither. Requirements. Kill the Wither. And devour a nether star. Okay, do I have the ability to go there? You know, he's going through all of this, you know, he's processing it. He's like, this is really cool, but I still don't know who I am. Your name is Izuku Midoriya. Your parents were killed in a villain versus heroes incident. You swore to become a hero afterwards. But you went on a you swore you'd become a hero for them before you passed out. I was created to help you. Cool. You know, as Aizawa walks in, he's like, so you're finally awake. Huh? Oh crap. You know, he reaches out and tries to grab it, and his hands go through, and he's like, huh? You know, Aizawa's like, what's up with you, kid? You look like you've just seen a ghost. Wait, you can't see it? Can't see what? The screen. What screen? Hold on. Open inventory. Item pull. What's this thing? Ender Pearl. Plucked from the eyes of Enderman. Gah! You know, he throws it, you know, when it shatters, you know, his body gets violently pulled over there as he crashes into a wall. Ow. You know, Aizawa's like, what was that? You know, Aizawa was like, what was that, kid? You know, Izuku is like, I don't know. You know, Aizawa says, alright, we'll get this figured out. Don't worry. Anyway. I got a question for you. Your parents asked me to protect you. I would like to know if you want me to adopt you. He's like, yeah. Anyway, so he's like, cool, I just need you to sign here. You know, Midoriya signs. Thank you, Mr. Just call me Aizawa. Just call me Aizawa, kid. Okay, Aizawa. No, he says, okay, Dadza. No, Dadzawa. You know, Aizawa's like, oh, ow, that hurt my head. I was like, oh, you're welcome. Just don't call me that. You know, he's like, okay. You could really care, but, you know, don't call me that around people. Okay, Dezella. Anyway, I gotta go. You seem like you've got some stuff to do. You got some stuff to sort out. So, yeah, Midoriya gets back into bed, you know. He starts scrolling, you know, he's like, can I learn other skills? Yes. Pulling up human skill tree. Human? Wait, how can I have a human skill tree? I'm half Enderman, half Ghast. Well, their DNA codes are very similar to humans. Your biological father and mother and father's DNA sequencing was very similar to human DNA frequency, which means you have eligibility to gain the human skill tree. Scanning. Skill trees, 7 skill trees acquired. Can I get a skill called Appraise? Yes. Appraise skill acquired. Okay, I'd like to appraise all 7 of the trees. Appraising. 1 moment, please. You know, it explains the 7 skill trees as the 7 heroes. You know, the Berserker, the Archer, the Rogue, the Hero, the Healer, the Mage, Berserker, the Hero, the Rogue, the Archer, the Mage, the Healer, and the Bard, because the Bard uses buffing buffing things. He's like, huh, I wonder, you know, he focuses on all of them, turns on the auto-leveling feature, and it says, auto-leveling possible. Would you like to maximize all skill trees? Afterwards, skill points have you remaining unknown. Do it. You know, he basically presses the confirmation button, and he unlocks all of the skill trees. All the 7 skill trees. You know, and it says, would you like to obtain ultimate skill? True hero. Yeah. Zuka's like, yeah, yes please. You know, ultimate skill. True hero. Unlocked. Gained with this skill. Max healing. Max magic. Max strength. Dexterity. Sneak. Speed. Endurance. And will. Will and charisma. True skills acquired. Teleportation to other dimensions acquired. Also, if you want him to visit a certain what if Deku that I've done, just tell me in the comments which one you want him to visit, and he will visit them. Being Ranboo. Anyway. So, yeah. Again, Midoriya then, you know, is like, okay, wait, I learned another skill. What is it? It is called, ding. It is called Devour. Huh? Used to gain access to other mob trees. Mob trees? You know, it flips back to his original skill tree page that he first saw. Oh, so because I'm half Enderman, or Endarian, and Gastian, sorry, I had access to those early. And the only way I'm going to be able to get the boss trees is with this skill, right? You also will be able to gain access to other mob trees by devouring. their souls by devouring their soul star variants. Whoa, 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 whoa. You're sounding like I have to kill them. You will drain them of complete and of all purpose. The skill Devour is completely relentless. Well, can't I just make a copy of them? Skill under consideration. Creating skills depend using error. Skill user has acquired does not meet the user's criteria. Answer. Altering ultimate skill Devour to match the user's criteria. Success. Devour will now not destroy the soul of normal mobs, although it is impossible to do this effect on the dragon and the wither, for their souls are too strong. If they are not completely destroyed, they will return and cause nothing but havoc. Good boy. That does not sound like fun. Sounds like we have to take them out now. Skill points remaining. 100,000. Jeez, that's a lot. Wait a minute. You know, he clicks on his last form of the Endarian. Holy crap! That costed almost 100 million. Like stated before, the amount of skill points you had previously possessed was theoretically impossible for me to calculate. But because you took the Warlock class, your intelligence has increased, also increasing my knowledge and ability to calculate. You still have enough to max out the Wither tree, and by fighting the Wither, I do believe, according to these calculations, that you will have more than enough when you fight the Ender Dragon. Cool. I need to buff up though. My skills are, you know, he flips to his stats page. Yep, as I figured. Even though with this massive XP boost I got, all my skills requires certain stats criteria. Hold on, what's this? Stat booster? Hold on, why is that off? Stat limiter off. Maximum XP boost? Maximum XP boost grants the user the maximum amount of XP gained and multiplies it by 500. Jeez. So that explains why I had so many skill points. Okay. So can I turn on stat boost? Query. Unknown. Way to activate stat boost. Unknown. Well, it seems simple enough. I just gotta flip the switch and then flips that hider on. Okay. You know, he goes to pick up a cup. You know, he sees that his strength stat and his agility, endurance stats, you know, they're all going up a lot. Like, they used to be set at 1. Now, just while he's holding the cup alone, they're skyrocketing. He's like, what's going on? I would like to use appraisal on the stat booster. Appraising. Stat booster appraised. Has same properties as XP booster, but for stats. Oh, great. So that means I just have to walk around while holding this cup, and eventually... Actually, if I squeeze my left hand tight enough, So basically, after like 10 seconds of doing this, stats max level, you now have access to all abilities that you have acquired. Cool. I wonder. New skill acquired. Creative mode. Huh? You can create items. While in this mode, you can create items and add them into your inventory. You are extremely vulnerable while you are like this. You can also make enchanted items while in this state. Enchanted items are even more powerful variations of normal items. Suggested, hey, what's that? Shulker. Appraisal skill activated. Shulker, an extremely durable, a very weak and frail creature. By using blocks in the end, has created a nearly impenetrable shell. Ways to kill. Wait until the shell is opened and the shulker is outside. It will attempt to launch a levitating rocket at you. You can destroy the rocket and then attempt to kill the shulker. Huh. Okay, hold on. You know, he takes shulker pieces, you know, and he grabs netherite armor and he's like, can't I just, you know, using creative mode, he changes the way that shulker, the piece of the shell fragment looked, was, and then he attached it to, a netherite helmet. New item created. New item created. New item created. Alarm. 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 Multiple new items created. What did I do? You have created shell-covered netherite armor. Shell-covered? Huh. Shell-covered. So does that mean, since it's covered in this shell and netherite is the strongest, I created an even stronger armor? Yes, and weapons. And tools. Showing weapons and tools. Huh, I wonder. Now while he's doing this, he's just sitting in his bed, blankly staring at a wall. Now, what he's doing, in all actuality, is he's not only creating new armor, he has created the strongest armor in the game, which is, shelled netherite armor. He puts that in his inventory when it enchanted. All max level enchants, X. Ow. Yeah, he has X level enchants on everything. So, 10. Because he does have infinite XP as well. So, yeah. What time is it right now? Only 1 o'clock. Okay. So, while this is going on, he realizes some of these weapons aren't very good. He creates a netherite bow, a shell-cased netherite bow, and shell-cased tipped netherite arrows. He enchanted the bow, and every time he fires an arrow, the arrow also, the arrow tip opens up, and when it hits its target, the shell casing jabs into the target, while the netherite, releases, while also dealing, hitting them with whatever effect, while also setting them on fire and knocking them back and dealing a lot of damage. Now, he realizes that, the swords and stuff are pretty small. So he makes a giant sword, and the AI is like, alarm, 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 new items available, alarm. Okay. So he also created a battle axe, and that's about it. Oh yeah, he also grabbed some totems of undying. He was like, you know what? It'd be really cool if I could, he opened he took the shell-covered netherite armor. He opened up the shell cover. He made little divots for the totems of undying, and then placed a totem of undying in each of the slots, and then pushed it down. Alert, alert, new item created. New item created. Alert, alert. Huh. So basically, whatever comes to my mind, as long as I can make it, I can create it infinitely. So he basically puts totems of undying. Now these are unbreakable totems of undying, because he created those too, under his armor plating. And then he slammed it down. So now basically he can't die, but he can get low on HP. So he got some notch apples. And he was slightly injured, so when he crunched down on one, his body on the outside world started healing extremely quickly. It was like really weird. And he's like, huh, I could probably make these better by, basically he makes a legit enchanted, nah. He just makes a stronger enchanted golden apple somehow. I don't know what to call it. He's like, how am I able to bite through gold? Answer. Your body is naturally adapted to being able to devour nearly impenetrable objects. Huh. That's pretty cool. Alright. Let's put all this in my inventory. Hold on. There are potions? He's like, bro, I'm about to do some crazy stuff. Now you may be wondering, dude, he's already too broken already. Stop. No, I'm not. See, what he does is he creates a strength 10 potion that lasts nearly infinitely by using BS. He creates other potions too. He even creates, potion tipped arrows. And he's like, why not just, using his battle axe, he creates like a little slot where he can, he pours in a potion, and the entire battle axe is given the effect. When he holds the battle axe, he gets the effect too, making him stronger. The system is like, query, alarm, no, not query, alarm, alarm, new recipes added. He's like, okay, well, now I can just create them and pull them out of the inventory. So basically, he has instant harming 10 arrows, but, he dubbed them down to tranquilizer, stuff. And he can turn on and off the enchants on, like, his armor and stuff at will. And, he can do a lot of other cool stuff. So, hold on. that phone. That's so annoying. Anyway, so when Midoriya, had finally finished doing all this stuff, he put all his items in his inventory, and he snapped back into the real world, where Aizawa had just started walking in and being like, oh, hey, the doctors had said you'd been sitting still for like a few hours. He's like, oh, sorry. I was doing some stuff with my quirk. Don't worry, I'm okay. Alright there. Anyway, you want to be a hero? Yeah. Well, you're gonna have to train your butt off. Don't I know it? Anyway, so am I good to go home? Yeah, come on, kid. Yay! Now remember, Midoriya is 10, so he only has like 5 years to train, but, he did hundreds of thousands of years in training in like 10 minutes, so I think he'll be okay. Now, Izuku does eventually tell his father about the system, and Aizawa was like, huh, that's a pretty powerful ability. Don't tell anyone else, okay? If you do, they could try and take you away to do experiments, and I don't want to lose you. Aww. Thanks, Dadzawa. No problem, child. Thank you. Aww. So, he's like, so can I go fight this wither thing? He's like, oh god, no. I'm just playing. So you said by killing it and devouring, what did it call it? What did it say it was? A nether star. Yeah, that. Apparently you'll gain the ability to... Apparently that form that you saw me in the night you found me, I guess? Apparently that was an incomplete variant. Apparently that was just, the very weak baby sauce version. He's like, that's the baby version? Jeez. The full monster version must be horrifying. Which it is, but we don't talk about that at all. We try not to. So, Midoriya does, he goes to the nether. He summons the wither. He takes out his Eldritch Battle Axe. Go! Cone of Battle Axes. What? That's for you, Noah. That's for you. God, you're not even gonna watch this, and I just did that. Ugh. So basically, that was a whole joke bit. He didn't actually do that, but, he takes out his battle axe. He uses strength to boost his, attack while also flipping off the, the status limiting switch. So basically he ran circles around it before putting an axe through its head, taking it out. He's like, this feels really good. As the white side of his body, his gas side starts taking over, and he's like, control, balance. He rips the Nether Star out of the wither. His mouth starts, deforming as he shoves it near his face, and it, his tongue wraps around it and devours it. As he gets instantly transported back to the overworld, as, you hear, like, it hurts. you know, Aizawa runs in like, kid, what happened? I hit the nether star and it hurts like. Okay, calm down. Do you need anything? It's hot, so hot. I'm burning. The nether star's glow effect that comes off? Yeah, basically that's coming off of Midoriya, but a lot brighter. The system pops up. Assimilating nether star. Nether star acquired. Assimilation. 87%. Body going thermocritical, requiring immediate coolant, or body will engage. Rejection of the nether star will happen, causing self-destruct of the body. I'm gonna explode unless I cool off. Aizawa was like, crap. He grabs Midoriya, puts him in the car, drives over, he uses a scarf to drive, also, Aizawa was more ripped in this, because I'm going to give him a slight strength enhancement, because I'm nice, and I love Aizawa. He's, like, super cool. Anyway, so Midoriya not Midoriya, Aizawa carrying Midoriya and this capture scarf, jumping over to the beach, throws him in right before he goes thermocritical, and just a massive pillar of just steam erupts violently from within the sea. It erupts so violently, in fact, that it changes the weather, which a certain blonde idiot can't ignore. I swear to you, All Might is quite dumb sometimes. Anyway. So, Midoriya, he's like, holy crap, that hurt. Beginning recovery process. Bing! Recovery process complete. As I was like, Izu, are you okay? He's like, I'm good, Dad. I think I'm better than okay, though. Why's that? I have a new unique skill? What's that mean? Apparently I constructed it wrong. Oh no, do you have to kill another one? No? In fact, it was a complete accident. He walks up. I created a stronger version. He's like, what? As I was like, what? Izuku's like, yeah, the system said that the nether star consumed is 10 times more powerful than any other nether star recorded. New unique skill. Witherian King acquired. He's like, as I was like, Witherian King? What the? This isn't making any sense. Trust me, it doesn't make sense to me either. But hey, I've got a new form and a few new abilities. As he raises his hand, and he gets covered in like a black substance, and he's like, check this out. He walks over to a flower, a patch of grass and a flower. He touches it, they immediately start decaying. The flowers start turning into wither roses, the grass turning into soul soil. He's like, Izuku, what is that stuff? I'd advise you not touch that rose. It'll suck away it'll try and eat your, it'll try sucking away your life essence to replenish its own. And that stuff is soul soil. No, soulless soil. Sorry. I'm doing something. Hold on. Bear with me, chat. Sorry. I just, yeah, I was doing something. Anyway, you know, as he's like, I think I can. Here we go. You know, as the energy starts engulfing his body, you know, and immediately he breaks out and starts levitating, and he's like, whoa, this is weird. You know, as wither skulls appear behind him. You know, as he gets a cape, you know, shoulder pads, not really shoulder pads, but, you know, he gets a cape with, skulls holding it on. And then, like, you know, and, you know, he's like, the system says, True Wither King form acquired. Cool. You know, he de-transforms, he lands. That was so cool, right? Kid, you just scared the crap out of me. I'm gonna have to ask you to promise me one thing. Don't use that form. Unless it's absolutely necessary. Well, I still gotta take out the Ender Dragon. Didn't you say that thing's what's been holding your ex-species hostage for years? Well, that's what the system told me. Uh-huh. Anyway. Well, does it have a quirk? You know, the system says no, but your ability will still be useful against it. You will nullify its ability to absorb magic from the crystals, allowing the user to take out the Ender Dragon with very, very easily. He's like, huh. Well, since I couldn't help with the last one, I might as well help with this one. Little do they know, this Ender Dragon is a lot stronger. You know, when they get there, they see it lands in front of them. You know, it stands up on its hind legs, cracks its neck and its knuckles. You know, and then they hear it Izuku hear a mumble in Darien. You know, it says, so, the useless son of the old king comes to take his throne. You know, he's like, what do you mean throne? I just need to beat you. And then I can go home. You know, Dad Zawa is like, what are you saying? He wants us dead because he thinks I'm gonna take his throne. Oh, that's nice. You know, that's totally not new. Alright. You know, Aizawa uses his erasing ability as the crystals immediately shut off. He's like, huh, that's new. You know, as Midoriya takes out the giant sword, you know, he starts laying into the dragon. You know, he enters Wither King form. Now, when he's in this form, he does get a skeleton skull helmet that covers his face, so he does look like the Grim Reaper. He's like, huh, maybe it's time to test this out. You know, as he takes out a scythe and proceeds to cut the Ender Dragon's arm off and then de-transform it. You know, and then switch to the axe. as he runs up, both hands, full power swing, straight down into the dragon's skull, as, its eyes start, erupting purple, as the cracks start to spread around as he pulls out the axe. That's all, get down! He places like a barrier protecting Aizawa while also grabbing onto him, protecting him. Also, he is wearing the armor. So, yeah. After the Ender Dragon is defeated, sorry, I was looking at something again. Oh, and to those who keep complaining that I keep stopping every 30 seconds, I'm sorry. It's not it's totally my fault I have ADHD. Yeah, sorry, I always have to be doing something and I constantly get distracted. Yeah, that's my fault. My apologies. If you can't tell, I'm already in a no BS mood for the rest of the week. I swear, if I see one comment. Also, to those who keep commenting, that freaking bullcrap! Those links, you link another one, and I will ban you from the channel. I swear to you. Now, getting back to the story. So Midoriya, he eats something called the Dragon Soul, and he starts glowing purple, releasing a bunch of particles, wings pop out, they go back in, a bunch of other stuff happens. They get back home and they're like, okay, so what's the form? Superior Ender Dragon King form. Oh boy, that's a mouthful. Aizawa's like, oh boy, that's a mouthful. What's it do? Basically, I turn into the dragon, but I'm able to use the crystals to drain things of their energy. And use it to power up my own, and then I can actually use a laser-like attack. According to this. New God level skill acquired. Would you like to... No, not... new God level skill. Attention acquired. Huh? A new God level skill? God level skill? First time I've heard of it. True King of the Northern End. Would you like to acquire? Oh, this is the true form that, you remember when you... Yeah, I remember. You can get it, but swear to me, you won't use it unless it's absolutely necessary. I swear, Dad. He gets the skill and he's like, oh wow, it's even stronger than the other two combined. Okay, so time skip, it's actually the start of the anime. Izuku goes to the entrance exam because he didn't want to take the private exam. He goes in, he wipes out robots super ease, like it's ease clap. He wins. He's not even shifted, he's just using, the skills of the 7 heroes, the ones I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, that I hopefully didn't cut out, or else I'm going to be so mad. Anyway, so Midoriya, he's slicing and dicing all the robots, destroying them completely, you know. Then he sees the Zero Pointer and he's like, would Dad get mad? Wait, I don't even have to use that for any of the strong forms. Right. In Darien form, you know, he gets into like a very, you know, he puts his arms out to the side. You know, he gets into like, he's about to fire a bunch of ki blast pose as green energy starts coming out of his left eye, spiking outward, just creating like this, you know, what seems to be a laughing green Enderman. You know, as the, you know, his left hand starts, you know, the claws start growing, you know, it starts covering his white side, you know, his gassed side. And as he gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, like a lot bigger. Jesus, but Jesus, he gets a lot bigger. You know, as Midoriya, you know, he gets to the size of the Zero Pointer. You know, sharp claws, talons, the whole nine, but he's huge, like he's the size of the Zero Pointer, like I said. You know, he grabs the Zero Pointer's arms, rips them off, and then slams them into the Zero Pointer's head before grabbing his arms and the Zero Pointer and then throwing it outside of the arena, saving a whole bunch of people by also, you know, catching the rocks that were about to crush them, saving another girl, and then shrinking back down. He's like, okay, never got that big before. Okay, well, don't do that. You get tired really quick. Note to self. You know, he takes out a little notebook. Ugh. Is he still standing? Who? My son. Hold on. Yeah. You know, he sees Izuku sitting on some rubble. You know, panting. He's like, yeah, he'll be fine. Just be glad he didn't use full power. Ugh, that would have been ugly. Now, Midoriya did, you know, eventually walk back over to Aizawa, and Aizawa's like, so kid, you held back? Seems like you held back a bit. You actually listened to me for once. Well, like you said, I wanted to give everyone else a chance. You're still tired? Well, my limiter's still on, so my healing's a bit slow. You know, my energy regeneration's a bit slow. Yeah, you can turn it off for a little while. Thanks, Dadzawa. You know, he turns it off and he's like, that's much better. So, we going home? Let's go eat. Let's go get some katsudon. Yay, food! You know, time skip. Izuku does get into UA. They do, you know. Also, Midoriya in this timeline is freaking jacked! Like, he's yoked! Like, he's more yoked than he is in canon. Also, Bakugo got one for all. Yeah, Midoriya ain't getting one for all. That'd be too broken. Anyway, again, Midoriya then is like, alright. Yeah. They're in the changing rooms before the quirk assessment test. They, you know, Kirishima looks over at Izuku, notices all of the scars. He's like, whoa. Yo, Mito, bro, you okay? That's a lot of scars. Huh? Oh, these old things. You know, the sad part is I don't even remember how I got them. I can tell you where I got some of the newer ones, though. Wait, newer ones? Yeah. Take a look at my back. You really see a really, you know, like a horrible burn mark. You know, some what look like really deep cuts. Jeez. How are you? What happened? You'd be surprised what it took to get my quirk as strong as it is. I couldn't even imagine. Well, my quirk was already strong from the beginning, but to get control took a lot. And to get it even stronger was a lot more. Wait, what do you mean? You remember 5 years ago? Oh yeah, what happened 5 years ago? What everyone calls the night of the red and green moon. Oh yeah, that kid that, went berserk because his parents died. Yep, that's me. I think. No, wait, scratch that. He didn't say that. Midoriya didn't say, the night of the red and green moon. He just didn't say anything about that. All I know is I woke up in a hospital, and my power, you know, I had to gain control of my powers quick. Anyway, doesn't really matter. You know. And, he sees Mineta looking at the people. You know, he uses his green eye. What's on the other side? You know, he turns red. You know, he looks at Mineta. You little... Punts him into a wall. You're disgusting. You know, Mineta's like, what did I even do? You freaking disgust me. You know, as he puts his hand over the hole in the wall, you know, immediately like a cement-like mixture fills the hole, you know, and it immediately hardens. You know, they notice Izuku's face is red, and they're like, what's on the side of that? That's the girl's rock. You know, he covers his face. I don't want to talk about it. You know, he grabs his clothes, puts them on, and then he teleports. You know, he accidentally teleports out, and he's like, you know, he teleports behind Aizawa. Izuku, what happened? Okay, let's wait for the others to get out here. You know, Mineta comes out with a bloody nose and a purpled eye. He's like, Midoriya, you jerk, why'd you kick me? Wait, Midoriya, why did you kick him? Was it on purpose? Okay. Is it because you wanted to do it of your own volition? Okay. Was he doing something bad? Mm-hmm. Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad do you think it was? Midoriya is still covering his face. He moves his fingers to signify 10. Okay. What happened? Wait a minute. You see the ... appear? Oh, God. Really? They're all like, what? Ugh. Well, I guess we know who the class pervert is. I guess the reports about the hole in the wall are true. Wait, Oshaka's like, no, Momo's like, wait, hole in the wall? Yeah. We got a report saying that one of the changing rooms had a hole in the wall a few days ago, but no teacher's been in there to check. I'm guessing you realized what was on the other side of the wall, and then you freaked out, kicked him, and then fixed the hole before he saw what was on the other side? Mm-hmm. Wait. What do you mean? Okay, we had a report saying that there was a weird noises coming from the boys' locker room after the entrance exam. No one had reported it, so I'm guessing someone drilled a hole from the boys' locker room to the girls' locker room wall. A peephole. And I'm guessing it was Mineta, which he would be immediately expelled for. He was going to use it, but Midoriya realized that you guys were on the other side. So, that's why we heard a crash? All the girls look at Mineta. You disgusting pig! Time skip, Mineta gets kicked out. Now, it's time for the entrance exam, and he's like, you sure you want to do this? No, I did before, but now I'm just nervous. Because now I feel bad. He almost tricked me. And I was like, how? He said he lost his grandma's necklace in there or something. He wanted me to open the hole wider. So I used my green eye to see if I could see it, and then... Oh, so you... Good boy. Mm-hmm. But I can only, everyone hears this, they're like, all the girls are like, what? But if it makes you feel any better, I can only see in green. They're all like, huh? Except for Aizawa. Yeah, he can only, when he uses his green eye, it glows, which means he can only see things in green. He can't really make out outlines very well. I'm guessing the only reason he noticed is because when he activates his green eye form, his senses are heightened. So I'm guessing you heard your girl chatter. And then he realized what Mineta was trying to do, and then he freaked out. I'm sorry. The girls are like, now, hear me out here. Now that they know it wasn't his fault and that he couldn't even see them, they're like, it's whatever. So he's like, I'm gonna go change. You sure? Yeah. Baku's like, oh, what? Is the little baby gonna cry? You know, Aizawa looks at him. You want to talk crap about my son? You know, all of them do like a light gasp. Wait, that's your kid? Adopted. He may be my adopted son, but he's still my son. I catch any one of you, I swear, if any one of you hurt him or break his heart, I'm going to break you. They're all like, yes, sir. Anyway, so when Midoriya goes back to the changing room, you know, he starts changing, and lo and behold, Nijire walks in by accident. You know, they do know each other a little bit, you know. Mirio and Tamaki already have girlfriends, so Nejire is just alone. I feel you, Nejire. I'm being honest. I completely understand. We singles Pringles, the lot of us, everyone here, I do believe. If you is single as a Pringle, hashtag single as a Pringle gang in the comments. Okay. Sorry. Anyway, so when Midoriya was changing, he was turned around, he was like humming. He turned around while he was washing his hair. Nejire! Nosebleed. But what you think she did, you dirty-minded? No, I'm just playing. Yeah, Midoriya hears her go, he opens his eyes and he's like, Gah! He's like, Gah! He bamps. He just goes, bamp. Now, when he teleported, he activated, an ability that auto-equipped clothes, which just so happened to be his UA uniform. As he bamps behind Aizawa, you could. Now, here's the thing about Izuku. He's not really good at hiding his emotions. Not very well. So, the one way you can tell he's embarrassed is his entire head turns red. Like, his entire right side just starts glowing a bright red. And it's, like, hilarious. It's the most adorable thing you've ever seen. It's like how when pandas fall out of, like, off of bamboo, they don't get hurt. They just cover their face because they're embarrassed. Yeah, and that's just Izuku. So I was like, what the... Ugh, what happened? Okay, I'm going to need you to use big boy words. He speaks in Endarian, Ender. He's like, okay, I'm going to need you to speak in English. I mean, Japanese. What about Nejire? What in he's bright red, and Aizawa puts 2 and 2 together. Oh dear God. Oh, I can't deal with this. Oh God. You know what? Just go home. I'll tell him you're sick. While this is going on, the rest are taking the test. They're like, Bakugo screams, huh? How is that fair? Listen, my boy is very self-conscious about himself. He got memory loss when he was 5. Now, if you don't mind, I would like for you to shut up. Understood, sir. Izuku bamps home. He lays down in his bed and, he's like, why did I bamf away? Wait, why am I saying that? That was so awkward. Why'd she even walk in? Was it an accident? Was it on purpose? No, it couldn't have been on purpose. She didn't even know I was in there. Maybe she thought I was maybe it's because the boys and the girls' locker rooms got switched around? I don't know. You know, he starts realizing that maybe Mineta was chilling outside of the male and female changing rooms, switched the plaques around, waited for someone to go in, and then switched them back. That sounds like something he would do. Yeah. So, you know, he's like, I hope I don't have to see him again. It was so awkward. You know, Nejire is completely red-faced for the rest of the day. You know, the moment someone mentions Izuku's name, you know, a drop of blood just comes out of her nose, and she's like, you know, she gotta wipe that off. You know, everyone's like, you know, Mirio's like, Nejire, are you okay? You seem to be a bit red. Do you feel okay? Yeah, I feel fine. Nothing to worry about. Nope, totally nothing to worry about. Didn't see anything. Okay, that's not what I asked. Huh. Did it have something to do with Izuku? You know, nosebleed. No! Nothing to do with Izuku, Mirio. There's nothing to worry about. I'm sorry, I went Squidward. You know, she plugged her nose. So. He says, the nosebleed says otherwise. Mirio! What you know, he's like, okay, be straight with me. What happened? I guess someone might have switched around the changing rooms for the males and females, and I accidentally walked into the males. Wait, was he showering? Yes. Oh Lord, you're all nervous about that? I couldn't see it, you know, but he turned, his right side turned completely red, and then he disappeared. I haven't been able to apologize because I haven't seen him all day. He probably teleported to Aizawa. It's okay, you can tell him you're sorry tomorrow. Why not text him? I don't know. Tell you what, we'll go over to Aizawa's house after school. Okay. Now, come on, Nejire, we gotta get to class. So time skip, you know, day ends, and, yeah. So, no one really knows what Midoriya can do, besides the people who saw him at the entrance exam, which was Ida, Uraraka, and Aoyama, I think. Yeah, because all the rest of them were in different areas of the testing grounds. Anyway, so Midoriya, you know, he's at home, and Aizawa comes home, and he's like, Izuku, you have friends. He's like, okay, coming. You know, he's calmed down, and he comes downstairs, and he's like, hey, Dad. I see you calmed down. You're not red. Huh? I managed to snap a picture of you before you left. Did you know that your gassed side turns completely red when you're embarrassed? What? You know, as, you know, both his, you know, you can see red cheeks for his gassed, and purple for his ender. Huh, didn't notice that either. Apparently, when you blush with your ender side, they turn pink. That's hilarious. Dad! Sorry, kid. Alright. Anyway, you have friends over. One of them would like to deeply apologize because that disgusting Mineta kid switched the freaking plaques for the male and female changing rooms. That's what I figured happened, but it's still embarrassing. Oh, calm down. You ain't got nothing to hide. You're jacked. Heck, All Might would probably be jealous. You know, they're snoring. Oh, someone's talking crap. Anyway, you know, Ninja walks in. I'm sorry. I didn't know. You know, Izuku's like, it's fine. It was an honest accident. It's nothing to worry about. You know, she's like, oh, you sure? He's like, yeah, I'm sure. Oh, okay then. You know, and, let's see.